In this video, I want to give you an overview, a snapshot of the feedback we received from the network in our survey that we sent out in December. Thank you to all of you that participated in that survey. We had 69 people participate, which to me said there are so many of you that are very engaged in this work and in this network, and we so much appreciate the partnership we have. So let me just kind of take a flyover of what we heard and just give you that information as we continue to listen and improve this network and provide the services, the training, the support that we believe is very important, and also based on what you tell us. So we had 69 take the survey, and interesting age demographics. 46% of those people were 65 to 74. 45% were just below that, 45 to 64, and then there was about 9% that were over 75. So a good range of ages that you can see there. We had 9% were female, 91% were male, which does represent the numbers, the percentages of the people that come to our training that are involved in this work fairly accurately, I think. Where were people from who took the survey, who filled in the survey? The majority were from Western Canada, from BC and Alberta, but they were also spread across Ontario, some of the other prairie provinces, and a few from other parts of the US and the world. There were 24 different denominations represented amongst those 69 people, which isn't even all of the denominations that we work with, but a good cross-section. What is your current involvement in transitional ministry? Several of the people, so 26% of those that responded, are actively involved in this ministry. Another 16% are part-time in the ministry. So the 26% are full-time in this ministry, and then you have a group that are part-time. Then you have a pretty good chunk of people, 29%, who have taken training but are yet to fully engage in this ministry, but are prospects, are possible people. Then you have a smattering of denominational and parachurch leaders, retired people, and a variety of other people. What services or products have you accessed? Now, there's a lot of different things that we do. This kind of shows you the smorgasbord of offerings, and this particular chart sort of shows the involvement in some of these different areas. It's not a surprise that basic training gets the highest number. A lot of people have taken our basic training. Now we offer it online. We've had 3 courses since the fall of 2020, and there's been such a good response from that training. But we have people taken our advanced training that we've offered over the last several years, our coaching sessions, individual coaching, some that have taken that. Some of you are involved in free membership or basic membership. So there's a whole list here that I won't go through in detail, but it just shows you the breadth of activities and offerings that we have as a network. And by the way, I'm going to have a PDF of this in the email that you can download and look at some of these numbers if you're interested. I was encouraged by the number of you that are appreciating the weekly YouTube videos that I've been creating. That's encouraging for me to know that those are being received and seen as valuable. Now, there was a whole list of strengths that you wrote into the survey, the 69 people wrote into the survey. And here's just a few themes that I saw as I read through all those comments, that there's a real appreciation for the practical nature of our training. People are finding our resources very helpful and very timely. And we have definitely provided lots of those resources. People are appreciating the supporting connections that they've experienced in the network and through the network with others doing this work. And the wealth of experience that comes not only from those of us that are leading this, but just from the people in the network. There's just a tremendous amount of experience, and there's a wealth of knowledge and wisdom in this network that people are appreciating. Another open question was, what could we add to our list of services to better equip you? And here's just a few of the items that came up that had a few different people respond and talk about them. One was the desire for mentoring. So having people invest in their lives was of interest. New resources. So the idea that more resources are needed for different purposes. Coordination of denominations with transitional leaders. That continues to be a need and something that they want, that you want us to develop. As well as ongoing connections with other transitional leaders. And I think that was from the point of view of transitional leaders being able to connect with others doing this work. And I think there was also an element of churches being able to connect with transitional leaders in an efficient way and in a more effective way. Then we asked this question, which is something we've been working on. Are you interested in TLN developing a certification type program? And we were very curious what people were going to say. And here's what the survey results told us, that 33 of the people that responded said yes, they are interested in us developing. 7 had no response, were unsure, and then 28 had said no as a response. 28 were unsure. So that says to us that there's a high percentage of people that are very interested or aren't sure if they're interested because they maybe don't understand that much about it. So that said to us that there is a good amount of interest in developing a more thorough, a more robust way of equipping and sort of working alongside and tracking the transitional leaders through a process of certification, whatever that looks like. And here are some of the comments that kind of stood out as they answered the question, okay, what else would you want to say about that? So here's just a few of the thoughts. Some people thought that it needed to be integrated with denominational processes for credentialing and validating transitional leaders, and that made a lot of sense. So the integration between our certification needs to go hand in hand with what denominations are doing. A second point was the benefit of it is that it will raise the credibility both of transitional leaders who are certified as well as the credibility of the Transitional Leadership Network. Another thought was it will increase confidence for local churches who are searching for transitional leaders if they know that they're certified. That was one of the points that they made around this. They thought that the transitional leader will have a higher value to local churches if there is a certification process. And someone said, or more than one person said, that this will bring consistency in the competencies of transitional leaders. So a certification process will elevate the quality and the consistency in leadership. And also it will lower the risk of having ill-equipped transitional leaders that are being put out there to work with churches in transition. So some really good comments, some good food for thought that we want to continue to talk about. So just as I close this, that's a lot of information in a short period of time, but what it says to us is that there's a lot of appreciation for what we're doing. There's lots of room for improvement. And there's also this whole idea of looking at how can we better equip transitional leaders so that they are ready for these churches that are in transition. If you're interested, we invited people in the survey as well. If they're interested in being a part of a focus group to talk about this more, we're actually putting that together for the last week of January. So if you're interested, I've put a link in the email. If you want to be a part of that, go ahead and just sign up for that. We'll spend about 90 minutes together on Zoom. We're going to present a few more of the details that we've started to put together for this certification. And we'll be able to talk about this further and get more input from those of you that are interested in helping us figure this out. I'll look forward to talking to you again real soon.